What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and today we're going to be talking about the official reveal of Warzone Mobile, some surprisingly details that dropped, and even more. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, drop a like, and make sure you have notifications on to stay up to date with everything going on in Cold War Year 2, Warzone, Modern Warfare 2, and any other future Call of Duty as well. We are officially 1 week away from the COD Next event, and Call of Duty has officially scheduled their stream over on the channel. I'll have it linked down below. I'll be scheduling my stream at some point this weekend as well, since I'll be able to go live during the event, live reacting to all the trailers with you guys, and of course playing Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2 early with other COD creators out there. Very, very excited for this event. Hope to see you guys there when I do stream the event at some point next Thursday morning. But for those out there still in need of a beta code for MW2 multiplayer, I do plan on streaming MW19 on PlayStation this Sunday, where we're going to go in and collect a Platinum Trophy. I've been collecting Platinum Trophies like Infinity Stones over the last 2 years for a bunch of recent Call of Duty titles, and while we're doing that this weekend, I'm going to go ahead and give away a good 10 plus codes for the MW2 beta. For those out there that have not got a chance to get one, for those out there that haven't pre-ordered, let's go ahead and do that, because if you're on PlayStation, you can use that code to start playing the beta as early as next Friday, right after COD Next, and then if you're on Xbox and PC, you can start playing early a good weekend after that. But be on the lookout for that. I'll be giving away as many codes as possible even before the COD Next event as well. Now, the breaking news I want to go over first, something that I saw on stream last night. Once again, thank you for all the support on last night's gameplay stream. Going ahead and grinding some MW19 multiplayer, some Warzone. It was a ton of fun, but somebody out there actually let me know that Project Aurora was popping up in the Game Loop shop. Obviously, the Game Loop shop is where you can go ahead and find COD Mobile, and I already had Game Loop installed on my PC, so I saw this pretty quickly. Now, the person who sent me this is a Twitter account by the name of Nader LOL. Shout out to him for sending me this footage. He actually found Warzone Mobile in his Game Loop shop, and I'm like, wait a second, that's unusual. Even though Warzone Mobile is a good week away from a reveal at COD Next, I think it's interesting that it's popping up this early in the store already, but not much was really said in the description of the Game Loop listing. It just popped up, so that had me thinking, okay, Warzone Mobile is very close to a reveal, possibly even some sort of announcement before the official trailer that we get at the COD Next event. Now, while the release date is still unknown for Warzone Mobile, I do find it interesting that a couple of months ago, some creators were able to play an alpha build of Warzone Mobile a bit early, and they were able to record the gameplay, or maybe they weren't, but then all of a sudden, footage started popping up on YouTube shortly after that event happened, and from my understanding, that was an NDA'd event. People out there were not supposed to be posting any footage out there whatsoever, and probably weren't even supposed to be recording it, but gameplay is out there on YouTube with hundreds of thousands of views. I can't show you that on screen for obvious reasons, but footage is out there. It has been for a while. I'm not sure why it took a while to get that footage taken down, but then all of a sudden today, during a GameSpot mobile showcase event, a developer came out to say that Project Aurora is officially called Call of Duty Warzone Mobile.
Happy to announce that the real title for Project Aurora is Call of Duty Warzone Mobile.
Now, we get our first glimpse of the logo for the game itself. We also got to see what looks like the Verdansk plane cutscene from Warzone 1, which is probably our first hint that Verdansk is going to be the map that we play on in Warzone Mobile, at least at the start of the game's life cycle. We also have the Warzone Mobile Twitter account, which popped up and is now verified. They've also linked other social media sites that Warzone Mobile will be using. We have Facebook there, Instagram, and I'm sure some other ones will pop up at some point soon. My question for you guys is, how will this affect COD Mobile, though? COD Mobile has its own Battle Royale, so will development and updates for that mode just cease to exist? Will all the focus be on Warzone Mobile now, or will Warzone Mobile and COD Mobile just coexist, where updates are released for both games individually, but I don't know if there's going to be an integration of any sort, with maybe being able to level up a COD Mobile Battle Pass while playing Warzone Mobile. That's a big unknown right now that I'm sure might actually be explained a little bit more at the COD Next event. But looking at the Warzone Mobile Twitter page, you can see the banner on this page is what appears to be Verdansk. So that's our second hint that Verdansk will be the map that we play on, and just to spoil it for you guys out there that probably already know this, or even people that don't, the early gameplay that leaked out from the people that played it early were on a version of Verdansk. It looked like a very close one-to-one to the Verdansk that we know from MW's life cycle, so that is either going to be the map that launches with the game, or a map that will be available at some point for the game. The reason I say it's kind of in question is because if you look at COD Mobile, for example, there are a lot of maps that gameplay actually exists of, zombies included, that also just never came out. So when it comes to mobile development, for some odd reason, there could be things that are completely 100% finished and ready to release that just don't for quite some time. But I think at this point, you can confidently say Verdansk is the launch map for Warzone Mobile. My question though is, what about Rebirth, Caldera, Fortune's Keep, even the Warzone 2 map? Will those ever see a light of day over on Warzone Mobile? There were some rumors a couple of months ago from, I believe, Tom Henderson or some other gaming journalist that Rebirth was also going to make an appearance in Warzone Mobile. So I think any Warzone map that we have might just pop up in mobile form at some point in the future. And Warzone Mobile, without a doubt, is going to blow up. It'll be free to play. It's going to have a pretty huge player base, just like COD Mobile. It's going to be massive. So let's just see how that looks, because I was reminded that COD Mobile has a huge Chinese audience because the game is accepted and verified by the Chinese government to actually be played by its citizens. So I don't know about Warzone Mobile, though. Will that also have the same treatment so that it's played worldwide? We'll have to wait and see. So we did have a really interesting report, as Charlie Intel covered, which is that Warzone Mobile will feature shared progression potentially with the console/PC game and 120 player lobbies per the meta description of the website link. So I'm like, wait a second, shared progression? I'm trying to figure out what they mean by potential console/PC game. Will Warzone Mobile be playable on a console? PC, obviously, that'll make sense, right? There'll be an emulated version of the game, similar to COD Mobile. But when it comes to a console version of that, that could be people's way to play Verdansk again on a console. If you remember a couple of months ago, people out there were asking Raven devs, Infinity Ward devs, what's going on with Verdansk? Will we ever see it again? And the devs kind of hinted that there'll be a way to play Verdansk again in the future, but didn't specify how. And I do think he was referring to Warzone Mobile, but maybe there is going to be a way on console to play it as well. That'll be interesting. And if that also is the case, I also wonder how the game would look on console. When you play Verdansk, let's say on a PS4 or PS5, will it look like the Verdansk we know and love from Warzone 1 MW? Or will it look like the mobile version we're going to have on iPhones and Androids, which is obviously dealing with mobile graphics and animations, not exactly up to par with the new technology we have in Call of Duty these days on console and PC? I'm curious how that would look, though. But when they say shared progression, could that also be sharing progression with COD Mobile? That's what I don't know. I mean, maybe there is going to be a way to level up your new COD Mobile Battle Pass by playing Warzone Mobile as well. Maybe that's what's going to happen. Or there's even the crazy tinfoil hat theory that Warzone Mobile gets integrated inside of the COD Mobile application, and then when you click on Battle Royale, it leads you to Warzone Mobile. I don't think they'll do that, though. I feel like they will remain separate entities, and clearly based on the game loop leak from the other day, Warzone Mobile will be its own application separate from COD Mobile, so I don't think they'll have a thing where in COD Mobile itself, you could just launch Warzone Mobile from that. Maybe they'll figure out a way to do that, but very curious how that's going to work. Now, 120 players is also fun to hear about. I think that's going to make for some very interesting gameplay for a mobile experience, and I think right now we could all question what weapons are also going to be used in this Battle Royale. Will it just be MW19? Will they also mix in Black Ops Cold War and Vanguard weapons? We'll have to wait and see how that works, but I think they'll find a way to ensure that it's probably centered around Modern Warfare, so that maybe they'll add in MW2 weapons at some point during Warzone Mobile's life cycle. But if we're going to see Rebirth and then Fortune's Keep, I wouldn't mind if they added in Black Ops and Vanguard weapons as well. It's going to be crazy, and I'll try my best to cover this game as much as possible. I know things are going to be very busy with Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2, Spec Ops, DMZ, but I'll try to throw in a bunch of Warzone Mobile coverage in there as well, and kind of make up for something that I wanted to do a couple of years ago, which was to really cover COD Mobile hardcore, but so many time constraints, hardware limitations. I think now that I have a really updated setup compared to a couple of years ago, I'll be able to cover Warzone Mobile a lot more frequently. Now, I also want to throw in the possibility of maps eventually being ported to Warzone 2. I don't think it's likely because Warzone 2 is going to really build a new ecosystem for Warzone altogether. It's obviously going to share the same technology with MW2, which Warzone 1 currently does not have. Ghost of Hope put out a tweet saying Fortune's Keep should have been saved for Warzone 2. There, I said it. I get they have a content quota to fill, but I think it would have been better off getting the spotlight with Warzone 2 instead of being relegated to a map that comes to a game that won't matter 4 months later. I get what he means by this because a lot of folks out there, if not a majority of the COD player base, will not be playing Warzone 1 come this fall. They'll be on Warzone 2, so I get that. But I also personally believe that Fortune's Keep needed to happen. It needed to release during Vanguard's life cycle. Maybe Season 4 was a tad too late. It should have come out maybe end of Season 2 or mid-Season 3, but better late than never, right? I do think another small-scaled map alongside Caldera was needed. Rebirth was getting scale for a lot of people. Rebirth was getting stale for a lot of people. As much as I love the map, we needed another small-scale map. So maybe instead of porting it to Warzone 2, because it would be a bit difficult to do that, they could at least make a version of it for Warzone Mobile so that the map itself still gets more love for the long run. Maybe that's how they could do it. We also have Tom Henderson, who claimed a couple of months ago that a small-scaled Warzone 2 map is also in development and will probably come out at some point during the middle of Year 1 for Modern Warfare 2's life cycle. The Rebirth, you could call it, for Warzone 2, something like that. Now, we also have a report from verified account Metaphor. Not sure how he got these leaks, but he he's saying in regards to Warzone 2, NPCs are in the map randomly, container-based looting as well as floor loot, different size backpacks with storage space, new contracts, a helicopter from high-rise is usable, no more toxic gas coming into the map, it's now a dust storm, and tires can be shot out from cars. And then also in a reply, he said there's loot on the ground, there's loot in crates that doesn't pop out, you open the container and select what you want from it, which is crazy. He also said that he's seen Warzone gameplay and DMZ gameplay, and both modes do have NPCs. So in my opinion, NPCs aren't really a problem. I don't know how I feel about killing an NPC and having that count towards your scoreboard kills. Maybe that won't be the case, but it's cool when you mix in some NPC type of gameplay with PvP elements. I think that's also fun to just spice up the gameplay a little bit. It gets a bit annoying in Fortune's Keep when there's a bunch of zombies spawning in right in front of you and there's a whole quad trying to go up against you as well. That can get frustrating, as we also saw in Blackout, but the NPCs that shoot at you could actually help you out in some instances where you're going up against maybe a duo or a trio all by yourself, and the NPC shoots at that squad and it gives you time to armor up and to run away or something. So it's gonna be cool to see, but I'm definitely a fan of having that NPC element for side quests and little missions to gain extra loot, to get specialist bonuses, to get maybe your free loadout. I am a fan of that though, just having something extra to do aside from just looting and killing people just to win. Look at how Blackout did it with character quests and Easter eggs, wonder weapons. I think seeing NPCs in Warzone 2 is gonna be amazing. But don't forget, all the new mechanic changes and updates and gameplay improvements from Modern Warfare 2 are going to be present right off the rip in Warzone 2. I don't think that means that Warzone 2 is going to be in the same application as Modern Warfare 2. They will be separate apps, but it'll share the same technology that we're going to have in MW2, as previously confirmed by Infinity Ward and members of the press. Now overall, as I've also said, it's cool how we've gotten a lot of quality life improvements to Warzone 1, many of which I think are going to be available day 1 in Warzone 2, so that we're off to a very strong start with the game. It comes out November 16th, which is plenty of time for devs to iron out any issues before they go on break for the holidays to avoid repeating the same issues that we had last year with the launch of Warzone Pacific in Caldera. Now, the Ghost of Hope also put out a tweet last night saying dolphin diving equals offensive, sliding equals defensive, hashtag Modern Warfare 2, which is ironic considering that Warzone Mobile is going to have a slide to dolphin dive type of mechanic, which is different from what we've seen in previous Call of Duties, and that apparently is also going to be featured in Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2. So having something where it's used more for defense and not offense is going to be interesting and changes the way slide canceling works forever. You're not going to have traditional slide canceling in MW2 or Warzone 2, so I wonder how the community is going to react to that. Will they just really complain about it to the point where we somehow revert back to how MW19 works? I highly doubt it. That'll be a pretty big shift for the gameplay and the mechanics, the way the game is built. I don't think that's something that could be changed with the flip of a switch, so it's going to be crazy to see how the community adapts to the new movement we have in this game, and it's been compared to Call of Duty Ghost a ton, the way the sliding works at least, but with that slight element of dolphin diving that we remember from Black Ops, so it's going to be a cool adjustment period. Now today is Thursday and we didn't get another intel drop from Infinity Ward. I think people out there speculated that every Thursday at 1:41 p.m. Eastern we would end up getting a new intel drop on their TikTok. We got that I think 2-3 weeks in a row, but it seems like they just aren't able to do that right now, so if anything, it's not really a big deal. We have a ton of info coming out during COD Next, which is literally 7 days away from now, so not a big deal whatsoever. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave our thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on the official reveal of Warzone Mobile today? How are you feeling about some surprising details that we got for the game, and even more? Let me know what you think down below. Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.